All right, y'all, let's talk about the RICO and the potential crimes that can be attached to this charge. Because a lot of people on this P. Diddy, the USA versus P. Diddy trial, the high profile trial that everybody is talking about, is stuck on the fact when it comes to the details of this trial that a lot of people keep saying, okay, he's an awful person, he's a monster, he need, far as any other crimes that you want to say he did, you can go ahead and say he did that, but y'all charging him for the wrong things. He did not do RICO. RICO has not been proven. Like, where is the RICO? Here's the thing. A lot of people are not really aware of all the charges that can be associated with RICO. So, we're in this video, we're just going to go over the 35, some say 37 charges that can be tied into RICO. So as I'm naming off these different charges, you can kind of relate this to what is happening or what is being set forth to us and presented to us to show RICO charges coming down on P. Diddy. And by the way, he's not the only one that they're going after. He's just the one that they're focusing on right now. He is the head ringleader in this case here, but he has associates and employees working with him in an organized fashion with patterns, and that's why they're able to file this up under the RICO charge. Now, they hinted around to his right-hand man / woman, KK, as to being co-defendant, co-conspirator of this trial along with Diddy. So if she doesn't give her testimony to the state. So I guess they're trying to give her an opportunity to come forth and speak. But right now, it don't seem like she's folding to go against Diddy. She's holding her ground. So she's leaving herself open when it comes to being charged as defendant number 2 in this case. So, which probably means there's going to be more defendants. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if defendant number 3 is D-Rock. All right. So, because these are people that allowed stuff to go down, along with maybe more, maybe people in finances, maybe people who was in booking, maybe people was in helping do whatever. So it's probably a lot more that's coming, but right now they're focusing on P. Diddy. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the 37, because some say 35, some say 37 crimes associated with RICO. And then therefore you can kind of see how they are setting this up to officially lock him in to these RICO charges. And so people can kind of get out of the take of, no, this is domestic violence. No, this is just a sick old twisted man. They got some ways about him that just ain't right. Well, yes, all that is true too. But there is also other charges that is leading them into this RICO. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that as well. One of them being money laundering. There's money laundering. There is drug trafficking, fraud related to identification documents, extortion. You can use credit transaction for those as well. Gambling offenses, murder, the big M, and assault, theft and burglary, theft from interstate shipment, human trafficking, arson, corruption, bribery, sports bribery, counterfeiting, embezzlement from pensions and welfare funds, fraud related to access devices, transmission of wagering information, mail fraud, wire fraud, financial institution fraud, unlawful procurement of citizenship or nationality, reproduction of nationality of citizenship papers, sales of naturalization or citizenship papers, obscene manners through interstate commerce, obstruction of justice, obstruction of criminal investigation. tampering. Obstruction of state and local law enforcement. Tampering with a witness, a victim, or an informant. Retaliating against a witness or a victim or an informant. False statements in passport applications and use. Somebody got their passport taken and held over their head, and then I think allegedly got left somewhere. Forged or force or forging something, or false use of passport. Misuse of passport. Fraud or misuse of your visa, your permit, or other documents. Slavery, trafficking a person. Interference with commerce by theft or violence. Interstate or foreign travels and transportation in aid of racketeering enterprises. Interstate transportation of waging paraphernalia. Unlawful welfare fraud payments. Money laundering, the big M for hire, trying to get off somebody around here. Sexual exploitation of children. S.A.N. of children, yeah. Interstate transportation of stolen property. Crossing state lines for prostitution. As well as other crimes. An additional constitution could also be the patterns of racketeering, the enterprise requirement for racketeering. We already kind of got a lot of patterns being set. And yes, it normally takes more than one person to do it. There's an organization of people to do it, to carry out this stuff, delegating stuff out. You can commit RICO, whether it is a legal organization or an illegal organization, all set forth in order to commit organized crimes with patterns. And although there's anywhere from 35 to 37 charges that can be attached to this, they only have to prove 2 of those charges that expanded over a course of 10 years. Not that it had to happen every single day for 10 years, but just 2 of them happened in a course of a 10-year span. So now that you know all the charges that can be attached to the RICO charges, you can kind of see how the RICO has already been proven in this case. They're just giving you all the facts, and they're showing it and presenting it to you to solidify the case. Now, I will say that the prosecution needs to gear in, because right now we already know there's DV. We already know he's a monster. He's violent. He can go off on the deep end. Now it's time to show how the organized crime is helping him, which I can say right now, there was help with the arson of Kid Cudi's car. There was corruption all throughout the organization. There was bribery, even down to Cassidy's mother. There was transportation for the act of prostitution across state lines. There was wire transaction from the lease from old girl Jane, as well as other people. Like, for the most part, he paid cash, but in some instances, such as where he got the money to pay for the hotel footage, wired from account to account. It was shown and proven by the amount from these accountants that he had tampering with witnesses. Like, right now, we done called off about 10, so only need 2 of those. Then there's still more to go, but extortion and fraud, drug trafficking, drug activities. So right now we done showed you so many ways that they can tie RICO to this case here, and we have already shown you, and they have already shown you, but they have already shown you how it has connected with the P. Diddy trial. Remember, they only need two, and those two has to expand out for a 10-year period in an organized fashion. RICO. Okay, I did a video breaking down of RICO, and now we're breaking down the actual crime of RICO and what can be attached to this charge, this racketeering charge, right? Y'all, for those who keep wanting to say they don't see RICO, or where is the RICO, or how is this RICO, if you can't see it now, then you may never see it because it's staring you right in your face. It's just a matter of how many people are going to be held accountable for it. And I also just want to dabble a little bit into immunity as well. People are getting immunity for their testimony, but they cannot purge themselves while they're on that stand. Basically meaning if they tell a lie and it's caught up in a lie, then the immunity doesn't work for them any longer, and they can come back and they can get them for a crime. It's also mean that although they can't get them for direct racketeering charges, they may be able to come back and get them for other lesser charges, especially if they purge themselves on that stand. So that means if they tell a lie or get caught up in a lie, so it's best for that they tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth when they're under immunity. And then if they don't have immunity, of course, and they're saying they need your testimony and you don't give it to them, well, now you are a defendant in this case as well, and they can come after you. So now that we have broken that down just a little bit more so people can understand, I hope that you can kind of get it. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down in the comment section so we can talk, and maybe we can further dive into the RICO charges attached to all, RICO. If this didn't open your eyes just a little bit more, and we can also explore how in depth a little further how some of these charges have already been proven. And remember, we only need two, just two, to show proof of RICO. And also, let's remember, although there's a jury and everything else, the judge still really has the final say in all of this. The jury's definitely going to have their say of, if they're innocent or guilty, but the judge also has a way he can add to whatever he needs to as well. So let's take that into consideration. So this is far from over, y'all. We're now heading into day 18 of the trial. As a matter of fact, by the time this video come out, day 18 would have already been started. So just wanted to go ahead and put that out there so you can kind of better relate to what is actually going on. Again, hit like on this video, subscribe so you can stay in contact with me for the rest of this case and so much more. And don't forget to check out the playlists so you'll know exactly what you're here for. As always, be your brothers and sisters keeper. Keep God first. And toodles.